This video is all about multiplying by factors of 5 and 10. Now this is another really easy one. This is one where we have been counting by 5s and 10s since grade 1 at least, maybe even a little bit earlier. So it's going to be very easy to be able to multiply by 5s and 10s. And here's why. We remember that multiplication is repeated groups of the same amount in each group. If it's not the same amount in the group, then it's not considered multiplication. So just like with the repeated addition or the skip counting, we're talking about equal groups of things. And in this case, today we're going to be talking about equal groups of 5 and equal groups of 10. Now, if we were skip counting by 5, we know 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. Now I just counted by 5s up to 100. What I did is I was essentially able to make my way all the way up skip counting by 5. You'll be able to multiply anything in there if you can do that, which you should be able to do. Skip counting by 10s, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Now we know up to 10 times 10 because I just made 10 groups of 10 be 100. And we'll get into that and we'll see how that looks. Now, skip counting by groups of 5 or multiplying by factors of 5. You'll see the number that I have behind me. It looks a little different than the array that we are used to working with. Now, this group of 5 I like to show because this is an easy identifiable shape and pattern. We know we see it in dice. If you're rolling a dice and you roll it out, you can see a 5 really quickly and really easy. Now, I also have the array to go with this one. This is one group with 5 in it. My array will look like this, where I have 5 dots, 5 rows, and 1 column of them. So I know if I have one group, my multiplication is going to look like I have 5 in each group, and I have it 1 time. What is 5 times 1? Easy. I have 5 dots. It's 5. And that goes the same for the array. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. We'll put that in there. Times or multiplied by 1 column. 5 times 1, you can see that easily is 5. Now, I'm going to add another group of 5. Now, I have 2 groups of 5, which my multiplication sentence for that will be 5 2 times. Now, what is 5 times 2? We know this one is easy. Anything you multiply by 2 is just doubled, or we can skip count. 5, 10. Super easy to skip count by that. I know I have 2 groups of 5. Now let's see about the array. Now we can see in the array I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows times 1, 2 columns. 5 times 2 we can easily count and see. 5, 10. I love skip counting. Now I'm going to add another group. So now I'm looking at 5 multiplied 3 times, because I have 3 groups. Now here we can start really skip counting. 5, 10, 15. 5 times 3 is 15. Now if we look at the array for that, we can see the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows times 1, 2, 3 columns. 5 times 3 is 5, 10, 15. Super easy when we're multiplying by 5. Let's add another group of 5. Now we have 4 groups of 5. 5 times 4 groups equals, let's count them, 5, 10, 15, 20. And these will be really easy ones for you to memorize. I'm hoping you'll have these ones locked away in your brain. Here's our array. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. 5 times 4 is 5, 10, 15, 20. All right, the last one. I'm adding another group here. I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups of 5, which would give me 5 times 5 equals, let's skip count it out, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 5 times 5, 25. And that's as high as you need to know to be assessed on. But obviously, if you're learning other ones, that's great as well. It'll just get you that much more ready for grade 4. So let's talk about this array here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. And again, if we count out the array, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 is my array. So that's all well and good. That's easy peasy. That's as much as you need to know up to grade 3. If you want to know 5 times 6, we're going to do skip count by 5 6 times. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I know that 5 times 6 is 30. What about 5 times 7? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Awesome. I know that 5 times 7 is 35. That's one way we can do it. Now, what if I want to know 5 times 8? Well, I already know that 5 times 5 is 25, so I don't even have to skip counting on that, and I have 5 fingers. So I can start with 25. Now, can I count on from 25? What comes after 25? 30, 35, 40. So I know that 5 times 8 is 40. And you can keep going on with that all the way up and skip count by 5. Now, skip counting by tens, something that you can even teach your younger siblings, especially if they're in grade 1, they already know how to skip count by 10. And maybe even by kindergarten, they already know how to skip count by 10. So we can count them together. Now, this is one group of 10. This would look like 10 times one group equals, and we know there's one group, there's 10. Now I kind of bumped into here, but now I have 2 groups of 10, so that would look like 10 times 2, let's skip count, 10, 20. 3, 10, 20, 30, easy. 4, 10, 20, 30, 40. And the final one that we're going to do today, 10 times 5 groups equals 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Now, an even easier way to think of that and look at that is, my beautiful 5, an easier way to look at that is you take the 10 and you add a 0 onto whatever number you're multiplying by. So, 10 times 4. I know that 1 times 4 is 4, and then I'm just going to add a 0 to the end of it. And I get 40. If I add a 0 to the end of 5, I get 50. What about for bigger numbers than that? What if I wanted to multiply 10 times 23? Now, I could go all the way through 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150. I'd keep going all the way up until I got to 23, because that would take a long time. If we use the trick of multiplying by 10, we're going to look at the 1 and multiply it by 23. Gives us 23. And then we have a 0 in there as well that I'm just going to add on the back. Now, that's not a technically proper way to learn it, but that's just a little trick that I'm going to give you. Anything that you multiply by 10, it's that number with a 0 added onto it. Okay, so just a fun thing to think about. Now, again, you won't be tested on your 10 times tables. I just wanted to throw that in there because it's groups of 5. If you want to watch the vocabulary video, it has a song and it's both 5s and 10s together. It's kind of fun. We know that's just doubled. Now, this week, at the end of this week, on day 5, there is a test for you. And it is the final multiplication test. And we're going to be starting with division for week 4. Yes. So, on this test, it's going to be on the Schoology site. It's going to be multiple choice and it's only 10 questions. It takes hardly any time at all. It will only allow you to take the test once. You only have one attempt to do it and you can't change your answers. But it will show you if you got the answer wrong. So it's multiple choice. You pick between A, B, C, or D. There's also a true or false question in there as well. And you just put it through. Now, if you don't have access to Schoology or you're doing everything with a hard copy, let me know and I will get out a paper copy to you. And it'll be the same thing, exactly the same questions, multiple choice, 10 questions. It's a quick check-in to see how you guys are doing. I can see when you guys are doing the GIM kits. That's like an assessment as well. I can see which ones you get right, which ones you get wrong, which ones you kind of need a little bit of help on. And so that's great for me. That's good information. This wraps it up. For the rest of the week, you're going to be working with some 5s and 10s and then doing some mixed stuff, some word problems, some multiplication word problems, and then we'll be getting ready for division for the following week. You will also notice that I have some spring break activities. If you're watching this video before spring break, there are also some spring break activities in math and LA and other things that you can do if you're bored because you finished all the week 3 stuff during spring break and then you still have another week. All of this stuff is due Friday, April 24th. So you have lots of time. If you wanted to get started right away, you can. If not, you have lots of time to do week 3. Take care. I hope you guys are staying safe and having fun, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Bye.